How you guys doing?
Doing good.
So what on your guys' screen, who's on the top left? Is that me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Top right. Who's top right? Sir
Sir
Lance?
Lance.
All right, and then Gonz is on the bottom. Okay. So we'll just go if we can freelance it, we could talk. You might have to cut each other off if you really want to talk about something. That's what I do. I just cut people off. I'm rude. But so what would you guys like to talk about? Eventually I'm gonna have to lower my voice because everybody's in bed, so I'll just go like this.
Oh yeah. That talk you had yesterday was awesome with Jared Tate. So badass. So much info. Gosh,
What did you guys learn from it?
man, I learned a lot. I learned the possibilities of blockchain technology for sure. I mean, I'm barely starting to read up on it and really dive in and learn about a lot of it, and kind of piggybacking off of what you and Lance talked about, the DigiByte talk before, about how DigiByte is pretty much everything that Bitcoin was wanting to be, right? And it's got the awareness team, it's got the foundation, it's got the online support, Twitter, and other pages. It's got the telegrams. It's booming, and it's really awesome to be able to just start to learn how the different layers or how the blockchain is actually working, and how it's sending all the information. And like how Jared was saying, I wasn't really familiar with how many steps it takes back and forth. As soon as you click a link, for example, he said like 30. It was going to 30 spots, and all that was happening thousands of times in a second. It's like mind blowing. But to be able to know that we got some teams working to try to eliminate those steps, and get it to what do you say, the name data type of system.
Yeah, well, like you're talking about the hops,
Yep.
like the
Yep.
information, like the messages and all those things through the web browser goes through the hops to the DNS, and it hops and it does that like 30 times
Right.
in different places, and it all does it like really fast. But like he was talking about making a texting service on the DigiByte blockchain, just removing that altogether. The great thing about blockchain is you don't need any of that. You don't
Right.
need any of it.
You could broadcast from that one or from your DigiByte address.
Yeah, because like Bitcoin itself uses the Onion Tor, the Onion Tor protocol, the browser.
Right.
It's where like the dark web is. So like if you search the dark web, you'll see that almost everything absolutely is encrypted by some kind of encryption that you can't just jump on there. Like if you're in the dark web, you can pretty much do anything you want as long as you have encryption. Like this was the big anonymous kind of like breakthrough. You know what I mean?
Sweet. Yeah, that was mind blowing for me.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting as well. All the stuff that he was talking about, like he really wants to have like everybody accountable for their own words, for their own actions, just like
Right.
we already are. But out there in the digital realm, our digital selves are out there. We need to protect that. And one thing he did say was that, and I agree with him, that the United States is lacking a huge, um, like bill or a bill of rights or like um, a law to protection of our own data, and they're missing that, and the GDPR is perfect for that, data persons. Um, so they have a law in place to protect people from just going over there and wanting information. If you lived, on that hemisphere of the world, and you're under that umbrella of the GDPR, you're golden when it comes to your identification, especially if another country wants your identification from those servers. Yeah, but apparently, I mentioned this before, that the United States have, in the court of law, in the Supreme Court, they unilaterally usurped or can usurp GDPR compliance to protect their persons. So because the United States wants, the power to do whatever they want, but the
Mm,
servers are outside of the United States. So, like, say for instance, I go out and visit Europe or whatever, and I decided to stay there, but I'm a United States citizen. I'm still a citizen tied to the United States. Just like Paul uh, uh, in Acts or the New Testament, he was a citizen of Rome, and so you have those kind of ties that you can't break away from, and so yeah, the Supreme Court unilaterally uses the Cloud Act to usurp GDPR compliancy or
mm,
protection, but what the U.S. doesn't take into consideration that there's a law with the GDPR that um, hits them with a huge fine. So basically, it costs the United States if we want to bring like some kind of like information or data on an individual that the United States wants and they need it. Um, yeah,
right.
it's kind of crazy. But if we can just go around all that, that's great. What about you, Lance? What did you get from it? From that, did you watch it?
Yeah, I found the part quite interesting about the Libertas part where because I think a lot of people didn't think about it in terms of having something like that on an app where you kind of defeating the whole point because Apple
Mm,
and Google are basically in control of that. So, and then he mentioned something about doing it on a desktop. So I think this whole thing about Libertas and what it is he wants to achieve is a lot more complex than people think it is. And also to change people's ways in their current social media realm, to get them out of that into something like a decentralized network. It's got to be almost like you using it, but you don't know that that it's basically powered by blockchain. And I think that's what a lot of these killer apps are going to do one day is that they're going to build things or create things for people to use that people don't actually know what's going on behind the scenes from a technological perspective. There's a lot of people that enter the space first are doing it for gains, and then second of all, a lot of them will start to research the technology and what it is that the technology can do. So if you look at DigiByte, just like the few things that we've created and put out there, it's keeping it simple. And I think that's the most important thing right now for mass adoption and for people to actually start using these applications. A lot of the DeFi stuff, a lot of these things are just so complex. I mean, it takes a lot of people that aren't like technologically sound. I mean, to get into, like the crux of smart contracts and, yield farming and just like all these different types of instruments, like it takes a lot of your brain to understand this sort of thing. So, and this is why I say we're still so early in this stuff. I mean, it's like,
yeah.
a lot of this is still so taboo. It's kind of like it scares people off. So, and that's why I keep saying, I mean, like what DigiByte is putting out there from, just from a use case point of view. I mean, just Antim ID, for example. I mean, it's simple stuff. It doesn't take a long time to understand it and then see the power in it all. So, if we can get things working with the beauty of blockchain technology behind the scenes, where a user isn't actually like, knowing what's going on behind the scenes, just making everything better, then I think that's the secret of it all for the adoption side long term.
right. Like how Scrib was saying, Skynet yesterday. You're like, or during the talk, you're like, man, I have a lot of nerd friends, or I know a lot of nerd friends, and they don't know nothing about blockchain. That was funny.
It's true, man. Like they
Same,
want to know
bro.
how it works, and I think if I was able to get my friend that actually, um, he works for a company that maintains a network, makes sure that the power's going in other countries. Like he runs it all, and he wants to know. But if I can get him and Jared or someone of that caliber to explain it to my friend, because he wants to know. He wants to do away with emails. He wants to do away, with phone numbers. What's the deal? Why do I have to give my social security number all the time? What the
Right.
deal, man? And no
Right.
one wants to give their phone number out because of all the phishing tactics and scams and hacks. So he's really intrigued. He wants to know. So it's just all about bypassing you have to have a server, because that's one of the main questions he was asking. Like, what about a server? Do you have a domain name or a domain? Yeah, but it all needs to be encrypted. And what Jared was saying is we can bypass, the apps. We can bypass the browser. You know what I mean? So with a direct link, so it's a direct peer-to-peer link without using the DNS system the way we know it today.
Right.
Actually, I thought I had. No, this is some lawyer stuff. No, nothing bad, nothing nefarious, but I also had like all this written out, like how DNS actually worked, and yeah, it was kind of interesting. The Libertas or the Liber platform, it's going to take some time, like Lance said, but I mean, it's actually, this kind of thing is rolling out. It's being buzzed around in Sony's ear. So this kind of technology is in, like, Sony. They're kicking it around. They're kicking around the idea, and for NFTs. So this is big technology, guys, and it's going to take us It's going to take us away from these big techs. It's going to help us out. I have guys, before we continue. I have. Hans here. Howdy, Script Ninja shilled me to your channel. Awesome. Yeah, I shilled all my friends to Ninja's channel. Now he's showing me his group. That's really cool. Blind Dave Crypto says he's listening. You know what? Are you working too? Just take it easy, man. If you're working, let us know. He was working last time when he was listening. He's a really, hey, by the way, Blind Dave has a channel. If you guys want to go check it out, it's on YouTube. I follow him on Twitter. So yeah, check him out. He's got some interesting stories. Just sits there. I think I see like a fish tank or something, Dave, and you're just talking away, man. Bring up some really great points. He also said often feels like zombie apocalypse. They won't care how it works, just that it does. Yeah. Loving the beard. Oh yeah, we're all, yeah. See, you're following me on Twitter. I think I'm following. Yeah, I'm following you on Twitter. Loving the beard script. Yeah. Well, I'm about to cut it off because everybody without my hat, and in the morning, dude, this whole freaking thing. I look like that Beast character from X-Men. Pretty scary. Wow. So what else did we learn? Lance, go ahead and you start. Well, I mean, there was a lot that he unpacked. Let me remind everybody. Okay, so how to tap in? Yeah, with the like have a window, like the DigiByte core wallet,
Right.
like a window into the asset layer, so we can be, peering in the asset layer and just basically have that connection with the DigiByte blockchain is phenomenal. And that's what they want to work on. He definitely said something about making the DigiAssets like work better and more user friendly and easier to use. And so that's going to be cool, because didn't he say, Lance, that they built it with supreme, like a way to protect it from them being liable, right? So it wouldn't become like a Ethereum 2 making a bunch of ICOs, or people like making a bunch of these coins, right?
Yeah.
He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, that DigiAssets concept is pretty cool. It's going to be interesting to see when like corporates or businesses want to actually start using it. Like, who do they go to? Because there's no central authority to all these things. Like, you can just use it. But like, what if you want to start backing real, assets with value on this thing? I mean, it's like no one controls anything on DigiByte. Like, I can come tomorrow and build DigiAssets 2.0 and make it 10 times better than 1.0, and like, who's going to stop me? And I can run off and go and sell it to the world. But I mean, it's just interesting, man. It's powerful, actually.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about it, Gonzo?
Yeah, I was going back to Star Wars. When I was working today, I was thinking about this, kind of comparison that you gave during our talk about, the flip flop, the rebellion, and all that. Well, using DigiByte blockchain for me and all of its capabilities is like the Force, right? Until you tap into it, you don't know really that it exists. But once you realize that it exists and start to tap into it, boom, you know what I'm saying? You could take over. That's how I feel about this. And talking to people, getting out here, and once I start actually talking about decentralized, you owning your own keys, not having to enter any bank information in to be able to, get DigiByte or have the wallet. It's just, it's crazy because I know that it's untapped, like how you guys are talking about, and it's up to us, like to go out to these different companies and have them convert over to, open Ansem ID, or when starting a company, I have to, listening to you guys, like how Jared was saying it yesterday. Now we have to start fresh. We got to start on the bottom and simplify everything. And if that's what it takes, to be able to make sure that there's no opportunity of takeover, or what's the word I'm looking for? Someone being able to sabotage, then let's do it. That's what it takes.
I like how he. Oh, go ahead, Lance. If you want.
I was just going to say, I mean, the open source capabilities of DGB. I mean, eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to get these institutions, these companies that are going to start bringing on like blockchain people to go out there and find cool tech or the good tech to start implementing some blockchain technology within their company. And I think DigiByte's going to catch a lot of that, because the smart people are going to want to use, tech like DGB. So that's why I think, like, and I keep saying this, so we're still so early. I mean, we're adopting the asset now. We're seeing all these little things come up. But I think, from now, I think over the next 10 years, things are going to get very, very interesting. And I think DigiByte's going to be a very, very popular blockchain.
It is. I also wanted to mention that Jared, he was comparing like now we're into the stable coin, right? Like these are things that he wants to do, like not just creating some kind of master node where we're peering and have a desktop core like node to create assets and to talk on, the DigiByte blockchain, Libertas, and then, and send us value like stablecoin checking and savings, DigiByte, and on this thing, not just a wallet, but like peering into it, being able to talk to each other. He also kind of described how that would work with the stablecoin as well, like the peg, like pegging, like right. The peg. He said if the peg gets destroyed, then the whole financial system kind of goes crazy. So you have to peg something that has value. And now I've heard the argument, and later on in life, the value will be water, food, stuff like that, batteries, matches. I mean, I guess like he's talking doom and gloom, right? I mean, so if we had no power, but like pegged, he was talking about how hard it is to keep something pegged, and if it gets damaged, then. But in the blockchain, that's a lot of code, and it's pegged by this central point. It's really interesting that he was talking about stuff like that. So obviously, they made DigiByte on the DigiAsset layer really hard to build on. So I'm glad to see that and hear that they're trying to make it easier to use without becoming liable on other people's actions, right, where they actually have to start getting some of the core tools to build for themselves, and then they can do what they want. So it's kind of like a separation. So that's kind of cool.
I just want to find out Terrence, the guy in the comments, who hurt you, bro, or who touched you? He's obviously having a bad day.
Yeah, Terrence. Yeah, I don't know.
People just like jump on and like want to be negative or straight like hate. Like I don't get it. Like what's up, dude?
I'm a
Do you have anything else to say, bro?
I know nothing. And Terrence, he always comments. He's been on this channel. I don't know why she has something against her. But I think what it is like it's like I think what it is like she's doing a good thing. Like she wants the Hex community talking to the DigiByte community. You know, it's good.
Is it a Hex thing? Is that what it is?
It
Terrence,
could be.
You don't like Hex, bro?
It could be the Hex thing, and but she's doing some cool things. She did the petition for Celsius, so that was kind of cool.
I got blocked by who's the guy that started Hex?
Richard Hart.
Yeah, I trolled that guy properly, bro, back in the day. So I haven't really been too much involved. But I mean, she's like the games on that were ridiculous, bro. I mean, yeah. These instruments, bro. These things it's just insane, dude. Like a lot of these things are eventually just gonna go to zero, bro. I just don't see a lot of these things surviving over the years. I mean, it's cool now. People are getting hyped about it, but right. I'm just trying my best to find the longevity in these things. A lot of them, you know.
I know, like long term, like are the fundamentals there, or is it going to be there like when I need it? I mean, if it's helping me, hey guys, I was interviewed by Silvertooth back in the day, and Blind Dave, I know you know Silvertooth, and probably many of you other people in the chat. But he's a big Litecoin bug, right? And silver bug, but he's mining DigiByte right now with an older S9 miner, and he's warming his whole house. He doesn't have the heat on. I mean, he's making money on DigiByte. Whoa. And he doesn't have to, you know, turn on the electricity or the gas to warm up his house, because those miners, I have 3 downstairs, they warm up the whole house. Like it generates so much heat that you don't need to use your heater.
Tell me, what is the actual mining power you need now to be a profitable miner for DigiByte?
So the script algorithm actually is the most profitable miner that you can get for DigiByte, peered like on a P2 pool. So I created my own node. I was assisted by Brutang off my this mining group I joined like 3 years ago, and Brutang had the last bit of like understanding to go ahead and create my node on the script algorithm for DigiByte. So he walked me through on the Linux and helped me create a virtual machine and create a node for DigiByte so I can mine it with the script algorithm. So right there, I know that's a lot, but right there I have a node, a script algorithm node linked right here to my computer. I can tap into it at any time I want. Even, you know, I mean, as long as I have my account and my password for my Linux. But now that I have a node, I had some crap go on with my Google Fiber, which it's a fast internet service, right? But I had some crap going on there because they gave me the wrong system when I asked them for, hey, I want to be able to plug in, you know, I want to have ports, and so I can plug in, you know, cattails and stuff like that, so I can plug in like other devices. And then I also told them what kind of device I'll be plugging into. I said, basically, it's like a supercomputer. Here, it's an L3 plus miner, and it mines cryptocurrency. Have you ever heard of it? And the lady was like, well, no, but I'm sure it will be fine. I go, are you sure? It's a supercomputer. Why would you think there would be any problem? I go, well, because I ran one of these things at my brother's, and he had your guys' system, and he had like a $1,000 hub from you guys, because he had multiple computers and he has a big family, and it fried the system. I plugged this miner to it straight to the hub, and it literally fried the like Google's best hub, man. But AT&T will run it just fine. But Google's hub, they asked my brother, what did you connect to it? He's like, he lied to him. I don't know why he lied to him, but anyway, he lied to him and said, it just fried on me. So that's why I wanted the right system plugged into the house so I can mine on it. So, but anyway, they gave me some like Google Home Wi-Fi service, and it wasn't the right, I needed ports. So I went out, they gave me free ports. I can connect 5 of these, 10 of these, 20, 100 of these miners, as long as I have like the right amps,
Nice. I need to get into that. I haven't even started, but I'm writing down everything that you're talking about. So.
Well, I created a node. So there's probably nodes.
Right.
Well, actually, Brutang's node, as far as I know, the peer-to-peer script node that I know of, it was Brutang. He shut it down. So the closest node that I knew of was like in Arabia. So that's not good. Like, what is a node doing in Arabia? I guess it's DigiByte, right? Script algo. And so I had a couple of friends was asking me about it. Now, this has been a long time in the making. I really wanted it done like a month ago because I told my friend Fingies on Twitter that, hey, I'm going to get this thing going. But I think what I'm going to do is just make it a free node and have people, if they have the machine, go ahead and just mine it. I was going to do a business thing where I created a DigiAsset, and then there'll be layers or percentage of what they get from the miners when they mine it. Now, keep in mind, these miners suck a lot of electricity. I mean, it costs like $600 a month for 3 miners to run. So if someone bought like $150 asset, they would get 30% of all those rewards. Now, if everybody was buying 150 and then people were buying a 75 or 100 and then 75, 3 different assets with different level percentages like 15, 20, 30. And then the rest of the percentage would go to the miners to, so they can be paid for. But at the same time, they need more than that because electricity for running 3 of them is $600. That's also tied to the bill, right? If you're using electricity. So it makes a lot of sense that, hey, this could be a business. And I broke it all down and made a lot of sense. So basically, there's got to be a limit, okay, for the people that are buying the asset. It's got to be worth it to them. The incentive for them is they want a good return. And as they get their DigiByte, so if someone paid $150 for an asset and the asset said every month you'll get paid 30% of this mining farm, and basically we'd pay you every month, and then you get the DigiBytes, and I'll even have the window where they can check what the miners mine and everything. Basically, be completely legit about it.
Yeah, transparent.
Yeah, but the thing is, so that they'll know what they divide. So you can only sell about 100 of these things and cap it out. So like all year round, for $150 asset for 1 year, can pull in a lot of DigiByte, especially if they're not mining it. Actually, $150, that's what a couple thousand DigiByte, but all year round getting DigiByte that you're not mining, you're not using your own electricity, and it's basically the miners are doing it. So I added it up. I looked at it. It looked like for the low amount, I think like, I don't know, $15,000 or $16,000. So I had to basically pay that out to the miners that are mining it for these people that are getting a percentage. So I thought about it, and for right now, it is expensive. But for right now, I think I'm just going to do it free just to see if the whole system works and everything's fine. But yeah, big ordeal. So if you guys ever get one of these miners, yeah, you can mine one.
Awesome. I'm about to get one.
So what about you, Lance? Like, what else did you want to talk about?
Gonzo, bro, you have you like recently been in DGB, or if it's been a while?
Yeah, as of December.
Oh, beautiful, bro.
I'm so new. It's crazy. I never like the background of what you and Script Skynet were talking about on your talk. It was
Yeah.
very enlightening because I never looked into the Satoshi's the whole entire goal of Bitcoin, but
Yeah.
I did hear about it growing up, and so being able to read into it again with a little bit more of a older mind, man, it's crazy. I'm so excited.
That's good, bro. Yeah, man. DGB for me, it's just like I love the certainty of it, like the longevity of DGB. I mean, like Bitcoin, it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So the more community members jump on, adopt the assets, the more people build on it. I mean, if you're only around for the price, I would say, DGB is going to be one of the best assets to hold over the next 10 years, definitely. Like if you're just looking at gains. But the way I also see it is like, and this is why I keep going on about like my DGB, like what am I going to sell DigiByte for one day? That's the thing. So, if you want to get in now and ride this bull market and like maybe buy a lot of DigiByte cheap and sell it at the top, like that's cool. I mean, no one's stopping you. But the longevity of this project, it's going to be, I mean, I want to be here at 2035. I think it's going to be amazing thing to see. I mean, when that last DigiByte is mined and all the community members around the world that are still in DGB. And I really hope people haven't sold out before then. Like, I really hope people walk the journey and like think long term, because that's where your astronomical gains will be. And eventually an asset like DGB, you'll be able to do almost anything with it. It'll just be one of the cryptos that will be worth quite a few dollars or more compared to the price now. And it'll be a currency. It'll be something that you can use to buy and, real things with. So like that's what brought me to like, to DigiByte.
Yeah, same, bro. Same. I need to read Jared's book still.
Yeah,
that's another one. I mean, I haven't really got into any of the videos like how I need to, but that's my homework. I got some homework now.
The thing is with like Bitcoin is, if you've noticed over the years, like the community, like the big bag holders, they've almost changed the narrative of Bitcoin. So it went from this peer-to-peer electronic cash system, this cool money, censorship resistance, like people can like find a new way now to transact with each other, to like that didn't quite work. And then eventually now it's got to a point where it's this digital gold store of value. You keep hearing this word hedge against inflation. Like now you've got all these big players that are like dumping their massive cash bags into Bitcoin, and now it's nothing more than a safe haven. So they've changed the narrative over the years to get to a point where Bitcoin is nothing what Satoshi envisioned. And I mean, if you look at BSV, look, I don't support BSV at all, and purely because of those two guys that started it. But if you look at the developers on BSV, like they're building really cool real world applications built on BSV, like hand cash and all that sort of thing, like, like utility, like people actually using that, like transactions, getting people to use crypto. Where I think Bitcoin in many respects has failed over the years. And you've got Lightning Network and you've got people trying to, but I mean, other cryptos have run circles around Bitcoin now in terms of usability and use cases. So, as Bitcoin stands, it's like, it's $54,000 a coin. You can't really buy coffee with it anymore. You can't really send it to a buddy, like if you want that instant transaction. So it's just like this like store of value vibe. And for a lot of people, they feel like they've missed the boat. So you can stack sats and you can store wealth. Great. I mean, I still do that. I still put some capital into Bitcoin, lock it away, hodl it. So do I. And I do the same with DGB. But I think DigiByte is kind of like as close as you can possibly get to Satoshi's vision of this peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and then the overall ecosystem of DigiByte where other cool things can be plugged into it. So yeah.
I guess that's my cue. So I saw something in the chat. Let's see here real quick. Or in the comments, sorry. Comments.
You guys sent you guys sent DigiByte to each other last in your talk too.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was quick.
Did you want some DigiByte, Gonzo?
Oh, I'm straight. Oh, I was. Thank you though. I was gonna say my buddy is a 3D printer. So he's a lot more than that, but he has a 3D printer, and I told him to set up like a time lapse and do my DigiByte QR code, and so I think he's gonna do it. I was just curious if anybody had tried to scan like a 3D printed QR code.
I'm pretty sure it could work as long as there's like a template for it.
Yeah, we're gonna try it out. I think this week I'll
It's
post
just,
it.
yeah, it's basically a pattern that it recognizes and it, conforms to an address.
Gonna make some physical ones.
So we have, let's see, Hans here. No, I don't watch Cliff High, but yes, I know he has mentioned his view on DigiByte based on his Alta report, whatever that is. I don't have a view on it. Maybe you can tell us about it. Go DigiByte. Okay, Blind Dave says, I envision smart contracts to utilize assets in combinations with passwords in DigiID for my trust to fund immediate approvals of disability reimbursement smart contracts. Yeah, so you have a trust fund, Dave, and you want it for immediate approvals of disability. Yeah. So basically, in that, okay, I see what you're saying. I wish I had figured out how to paste my address for mining BTC in 2011. Diabetic. Okay, yeah. Was interested in minting money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to pronounce it, so I wasn't going to try it. In 2008, but no more. And refound crypto in 2014 after. Okay, gotcha. Sweet. So he's got choice words.
Crypto finds its way back into your life, huh?
Yeah, and in fact, so okay, Dave. Yeah, I wanted to take base on this one. So, he envisions smart contracts to utilize assets in combination with uh, password and DigiID for my trust fund and immediate approvals of disability. So, yeah, I mean, so basically, you'd have to have those people that have those that manage, trust funds, and they want to know who you are. You're going to have to prove to them that the technology that you're giving them, um, which would be nice. So you basically, you know what? There are blockchains, mainly ERC20 tokens, that do want to, execute smart contracts, and that's what DigiAssets is. DigiAsset X Exchange is execution of smart contracts with the DigiByte wallet. Uses the uh, much like the DigiID login with your passwords or scan QR codes to verify who you are with your DigiByte wallet. And so this is how we're going to execute smart contracts with DigiAssets. I've seen it firsthand. It's really cool and really fast. And yeah, so it's going to be a game changer. What we need to do is, whoever's in marketing, to start getting and start talking to the right people, because part of the marketing is witnessing, is going out and do what we're doing right here. Um, the more they talk, the more awareness, the more people notice, and then they start, getting reached out by bigger companies, um, mainly like disciples of those companies and owners of those companies, to witness to those people that created those jobs, and to basically convince them, hey, let's bring this guy and let's talk to him. He sounds really knowledgeable in this blockchain, and everybody's talking about blockchain, so we might as well, hey, let's do smart contracts. Let's roll out something that our workers our employees are going to be able to identify with their clients and make it happen. It's all possible. I mean, it's just swaying their mind that
Right.
this is the way to go now, and it's secure,
Secure.
and
Secure.
basically DigiID can secure all their employees first of all for their business, secure all their websites. It'll secure everything, and if they had DigiID implemented in their 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 direct system, like say it's a hospital or something, and they're using or a paint store like Sherwin-Williams, they had this direct system. It's a software that only they can talk to. It's not online. Um, but the thing is like you can use it because someone's going to put it online. So you're going to have to eliminate that single point of failure with DigiByte and DigiID. But hospitals, man, that's huge, dude. Or like lawyer's office, or like buildings, and all these major structures that I think AMC had a big giant major structure here in Kansas City, and they're not there anymore. But it's like one of the biggest buildings in Kansas City, and no one's in there. You know what I mean? So basically, all that's left is government buildings and places to sleep at night when you're passing through the city. Lawyers, just strange stuff, man. I mean,
Whole lot of opportunity. Whole lot of opportunity.
Yeah. So basically, it's hard to find. I think we're in a stage of I don't know where you guys are at, but I think that because of what happened, I think we're in that stage where everything's changing, and I think everything's going to be changed and regrouped because Coinbase isn't over there in San Francisco. 75% of businesses aren't in San Francisco operating. And San Francisco is a huge place, guys. I visited there. My mom lives there. I visited Coinbase. I visited Twitter. I've been to all those places. And dude, it's not operating like it used to be. Like cities are like ghost towns. So, and this is the report because everybody's using technology from their house. There's no more flying to and fro for meetings anymore. It's like, dude, this is it. If everything's going digital and everybody's staying at home, some way, somehow, we all have to figure out how to make money if somehow our physical place gets taken away. Like they force us to quit working. So we're forced to. We better latch onto something like DigiByte or
Now
something of that nature to make it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Jeez. I feel that. Now it's like now it's not going to be just an option anymore. It's not going to be that for long. It's going to be something that you either have it or you're getting hacked, or your employees are losing their private information. You had the opportunity for the longest of time when all these people were telling you, hey, secure it, but maybe they were stuck in their ways. Maybe they didn't have the money. Maybe they didn't have guys like us, chewing their ear off. But that's why I say opportunity right now, because everyone's talking about blockchain, or everyone's talking about getting into the crypto space, and all it takes is just poking. But you have to know your digi wiki. You have to know your digi facts to be able to keep that conversation going, right? That's the most important.
Well, I think it's for let's just say someone like Hans, okay, that just recently last year, I say just recently last year, has joined the DigiByte Foundation now. No one knew who he was. Rudy and Rooker has talked to him, and they embraced him like a brother. And the thing is, it took a minute just to hear him out to see where he was coming from. I think he started greeting people in other countries through some kind of, I forget what it was. He knew their culture and he greeted them in their culture. How awesome was that, dude?
Well,
if he wanted to talk Hindu, he would like be in the state of Hinduism or something like that. Or if he wanted to talk to, so really brilliant guy. At first, I thought, I was like, what is this? You know, why is he doing this? But it makes perfect sense. This is how you present. Uh, uh, like you bring some culture honor. Like we are the DigiByte
Yes.
Foundation, and he took it to another level. With most people could have judged him for it, but it totally blew me away. So, but now that you see him talking, if you guys ever watch some of Hans's talks about DigiByte Foundation, it's almost like he does very simple, repetitive work that is played out over and over and over. He talks about pillars. He talks about the community. He talks about, you know, all decentralization. He makes these certain points that will stick in people's heads, and that's what's going to hook them. And, you know, and obviously gives the answer why we do that, why decentralization is important, why peer-to-peer transactions are important, and why it's going to change the world, right? So in a way, he is literally marketing himself and marching right up there to even talking to the feds, or wait a minute, the printing money go burr people. I mean, straight out, he wrote an intricate letter and told them it is not wise to put regulations on blockchain technology wallets, try to reveal who these people are because of the danger that's involved. So, and it'll stifle what do they call it? Uh, it'll stifle like progression, or what did he say? What do you call it? Technol or what's that word? Uh, like we're like moving forward with technology is stifle like technology progress, stifle
Innovation, progress. It's just fascinating to see like these types of people doing this for like no pay. I mean, it's that's the most encouraging thing. I mean, got smart people all around the world that dedicate their time and energy into a project like this. Like no one's telling them they have to do that. I mean, it's their own conviction in DigiByte, and that's driving them to do these sort of things for DigiByte. I mean, it's rad. I mean, developers, people that are marketing DGB. I mean, the website. I mean, just looking at the website, it's so slick. It's such a rad website. It's professional. Everything is in place. Like the top right corner there, like every single one of those platforms have traction. You know, Telegram, Medium, Reddit, YouTube, Instagram. Like, you know, there's a way for everyone to get involved in some way or another, and it's amazing. It's proper grassroots. It's proper. It's legit, man.
Oh yeah.
So Gonzo, did you you said you're wanting to do something with your friends and family with DigiByte? You wanted to start your own thing going on, or what you said something to me about it.
Well, the I guess circle, or you could call it the little following that I've created up here. Just telling people about DigiByte and blockchain technology and decentralized lifestyles, where you own your keys and no one else is able to, pretty much tell you what to do with your own DigiBytes. And what I want to do is try to get a little bit more knowledge about. I brought it up last time during our talk, but about the age limit for crypto, or try to get the youth into crypto as soon as possible, or learning about the blockchain technology, because I believe that the youth can play a huge role in this. It's like something that my buddies and I talk about with these like different potential apps someday that we want to create, or projects that we want to work on. It involves the youth, because there's a lot of positives when we think about the up and coming generation, like what we want them to try to focus on more, or what I would want the youth to focus on is these certain things that would set you or set them up to be in a better position, or be ready for the future a little bit more than, let's say, our generation right now was. And it's totally possible, because the youth are smart. They're so smart. So I need to figure out, like, are there any regulations on, like, kids having crypto?
I don't think it's regulations on kids having crypto. I think it's barrier to entry. So if you look at a 13, 14-year-old, I mean, some of those kids, like you say, are super smart. Like, they could technically jump on Binance and trade shitcoins like all day. Like, they would probably have the capacity to do that. But I think unless they're getting an account set up for them via their parents or someone that can, KYC them, I think that's the only real barrier to entry now. But I don't think there's any law of owning crypto. I mean, if someone gives a child an Exodus wallet and sends him some BTC, I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean,
right.
But it's the barrier to entry. But you're so right. I mean, the youth now will automatically adopt crypto, and eventually, I mean, we all know it. I mean, they're not going to be using fiat money, and hopefully, probably we won't even be using banks in the next 10, 15 years. So all the kids now that are like, 10 years old, getting into that stage where they're becoming teenagers plus, crypto is what they're going to naturally adopt, and then the big wave comes, and then you start to see the real change. So we almost just laying the groundwork and the platforms and everything to make all that possible. So, and that's why I'm so in it, because it's not about me and my gain. It's about, the future of everyone else, going forward in this world, just putting better systems in place.
For sure.
So I'll bounce off some ideas with you guys. I think that if we were smart, we obviously know right now to make your own wallet and have your own private keys is free. But it's probably going to be regulated down the road because of how many wallets are out there. And they're probably going to try to track these things some way, somehow. I think what we'll see in the future is a package deal for families or groups or sisters or brothers or moms and dads or married couples. I think that's what they want to do. They want to roll it out where they have some kind of connection with who's using what wallet. So if you have a wife or I'm sorry, if you had like mom and dad with 3 children, you had these 3 children addresses tied, A, B, and C tied to the main accounts, where now those addresses are under the umbrella of those parents. And so if anything happens, it would be the parents, of course they're underage. I mean, because money is no big deal. I think my parents and grandparents taught me about pennies, how to count, when I was like, 4, like, so you're learning from a very young age, but you got
what they could do with their address,
but
or
I think,
broadcast potentially.
but the thing is I think what they'll try to do is put regulations on it for children, and so they're, and we want that free, but when you're talking about, giving them, see, having an address isn't just, being anonymous or, having that autonomy, permissionless system. But for kids, that'd be great, right? But then, like, you're gonna have to tie that address to something else. Like, if it's required, if things are required to do, well, hopefully it's not. But I think that address thing is really going to get us on the end if we have to comply somehow in some way. We don't want to.
Then Jared said Dandelion tries to help that out, or tries to battle that, right?
Well, Dandelion masks the sending and receiving process, so it, like, I mean, like, as it's being sent out, right? Like in Tor browser or whatever, it's encrypted code. It like spreads like a dandelion,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's no way to track the like, kind of like an IP address, you
Right.
see what I'm saying? Where it came from or where it's going. The sending and receiving. Like, I can send my like $1,000 on like I sent Josiah like $150 or $175, $200, whatever. And so I used Dandelion and he got it, right? But like if someone tried to track that thing, it's just really hard to figure out point A to point B or point B to point A, or once you find it, where'd it come from? Because now you got all these things that they're trying to look for. And mainly that's to protect, yes, human intelligence, but more efficiently against AI in the future is what, blockchain technology is really aiming for. Quantum computing, all this stuff is really above my pay grade. But when you hear Jared talk, it sounds simple, but he also says it's very complicated and you want to do it the right structure to do it.
Right, and that's what they built DigiByte to be able to handle so many, I guess, like transactions, right? They said, I read somewhere it's supposed to be quicker in the future than what it is right now for the number of transactions that can be processed at one time.
The more nodes that we have available throughout the whole world, yes, it gets verified much quicker. Because instead, here's how it works. Like, say I told you guys about the script mining algorithm node that I have. So if you guys wanted, like, you're in Oregon and you're in Africa and I'm in the Midwest, okay? So if I had a node and both of you had a script algorithm miner to mine DigiByte, who's going to have better confirmations, Gonzo or Sir Lance?
Maybe me because I'm closer.
Yes. Okay. So, but for Sir Lance to have the same like speed as Gonzo, okay, he would have to have a node next to him that has multiple nodes across the world to get to my node to relay that message. It would be just as fast as you being next to me.
Wow.
That's the whole point about nodes.
Okay.
So like the nodes really like are the same kind of confirmation. It's like to help it with the speed and all through the world to verify all at the same time. So every time you're minting a DigiByte, the whole network knows about it. The whole network flashes. The whole network verifies it.
And the more people that are downloading the DigiByte wallet, and whenever they open the DigiByte wallet, right, that sends a node.
So, right. I mean, well, more like a core wallet is like helping verifying transactions, like a core wallet on your desktop, or a node, a verifying node. That's something totally different. So
it's totally
verifying node and then a mining algorithm.
Mining node. Oh, got you. Yep.
So there's like several different. There's two different kinds of nodes. There's verifying nodes, and they have like verifying nodes, a core wallet nodes just ran like from Raspberry Pi or just like some kind of node that runs on it. And then the mining nodes, which is helping verify the transactions, or I mean, helping mine new DigiByte, and then verifying transactions. The other ones for speed and
I see.
Verifying certain other things, aspects of it. Like now we're getting too deep.
No, I gotta read more.
That's okay. I need to know more about it too.
Guys, what happens when like AI and blockchain tech and other tech make people's jobs irrelevant, like millions of people around the world? Like what are people gonna do? Like, do you think that's a negative? Or do you think there's some positive in there? Like what is gonna happen when people that are doing certain jobs don't need to do them anymore because of technology?
So here's my input on that. Everything we see, you've seen my picture, Script Skynet, looks like a Terminator, right? With the DigiByte logo. Script Skynet, it's Skynet, right? So artificial intelligence, this is like the overall plan. I'm not trying to get too conspiracy theory on us.
But go deep, bro. Go deep.
We've been conditioned through our whole lives, ever since Star Trek or Buck Rogers, to believe we can travel space and time and manipulate space and time and whatever we think will be. So we are gods. Now, here's another thing. we are conditioned in this way so we can be slaves to it. So we are like reminded by people like Elon Musk or books that we used to read about sci-fi. This world is sci-fi that would take you in another world, and you're just laying on your bed reading a book. Now we get to watch movies, and we feel like we are Neo. We are the one. And now VR, like I mean, now we're going to eventually with Neuralink jack in, and then have that kind of we can't buy, sell, or trade aspect without that chip, man. Now here's the thing: there's some kind of attraction with um, the human race being taken over by AI and an alien spirit, right? There's some kind of attraction to the world, that, and that's where we're going. Here's the big tech corporations, all the middle class, all the middlemen are being thrown down. No more small businesses, just big tech making big money. And it's going to be harder and harder for us to scrape, along that, our own way until we become a battery, a slave to the system where we have to do what they say. So the more monopoly they make, the less that we can do on our own, and we'll be slaves to that system. If you rewatch The Matrix, it's so impactful for how much it actually revealed. The Matrix has revealed thousands of Easter eggs what's going to happen. So now keep in mind, yeah, it was cool. Keanu Reeves was punching his way, shooting a bunch of people, yada, yada, yada. But in all actual reality, he was a slave, and AI took over the world. Skynet happened, Terminator, Matrix, Johnny Mnemonic,
Right.
all these futuristic movies that are recent, And the thing is not only does the human race love to be doom and gloom, enslaved to AI or evil spirits, but also we are attracted to superheroes, which, if you look around, there are no superheroes. If you really look around, everybody's just like me or you, right? There is nothing superhero about us. I don't care how much meth you pump into this body, I can die. Okay. So it does not matter what kind of superhumans they're trying to make, whether it's robot or a part robot and part man, right? It does not matter. I'm still a man. I'm still just like you. The only superhuman I knew that's recorded in history, and it was, love, grace, hope, faith. That was Jesus Christ. I mean, so you're talking about something completely. Everybody wants to get away from this Jesus guy, get him out of the way. Let's do AI. Let's do Neo. Let's jack in. Let's do all the things that ancient writings had told us and warned us about our own demise. Right? It's really about we're setting up our own demise, man. How do you guys feel about that one?
I just wonder if there's ever going to be like massive resistance, because people are going to. We're either waking up or we're not.
We're just waking up to go back to sleep.
That's sad, man. Like,
it is sad.
I would say the three of us are pretty like woke. So I would like to think that there's a lot of other people there that are also woke. So, as we progress in life with technology and all these sort of things, it's either going to be a positive or it's going to be a negative. And that's why I like to say, like, what are people going to be doing in 50 years from now when they become irrelevant? When you go to a McDonald's and order a burger, there's going to be no people there to engage with. It's already happening in China. I mean, China, there are so many places that you go and you don't need people to be at a 7-Eleven to ring up your chocolate. I mean, you got to watch a couple of those documentaries. I mean, even crypto right now in China from a form of payments is irrelevant. They've got WeChat. They've got all these things already in place, controlled by the government. Face scanners, immediate transactions on your phone. People don't carry cash, credit cards anymore. Like, those people are being properly, controlled. I mean, wherever you go. I mean, so.
Do you ever think that it's just going to stay like this, where there's a group that, like you said, is asleep or, that obeys, and then there's a group that is the creatives like us, or the ones that want to stay as far away from them as possible, and we'll do anything and everything in our power to do that. And that's like the divide, or that's like our ultimate goal, is to try to get our friends and family or loved ones, or ones that are still sleeping, awake as quick as possible, when we know that time is like so rare, because you could yourself die tomorrow, and then your whole entire plan just goes to shit. So
yeah,
it's that social, what's that thing called, social credit score in China? Like, it's a real deal. They're like so suppressed down there, and so
no,
it's
it's
world,
insane.
man.
Those like smart cities that have come up out of nowhere over the last 20 years. I mean, through the surveillance, the everything, like everything, your bank account, like, you watch that documentary, I forgot what it's called, but you should watch it. Like, I mean, when you go into a shop and you scan your face, I mean, you can't steal. So even though there's no cashier or anyone watching you, like, they'll know you. You don't pay for that thing, you try to run out the door, like, they can turn off your bank account, they can literally turn you off. And and they'll come find you, and then they'll probably whip you 100 times and throw you in jail. I mean, so it's hectic there. I mean, that's
No, Lance, you're right. You're right. Okay, so here's how it's going to go down, and I can tell you it's an opinion, or a story, or whatever, but you could see it, right? You could feel it. You could feel it. You could see it, like in the Matrix, where Morpheus goes. You can feel the Matrix. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel it when you pay your taxes. It's all around you. Now, this is like that sixth sense of where we're going, right? Like, just look at all the evidence that we have, and calculate how many times did we really succeed in love and truth that benefited the whole world, where we didn't misuse it and really destroyed it. Let me tell you, not one darn time. We've messed up everything that was given to us that could help the whole world. We Not one darn time. I say darn. I could say damn, because that's what it is. We're damning ourselves to oblivion. Here's the thing, like, Lance, you're right. Like, they're rolling this stuff out in the U.S. Now. This is stuff that I could be struck down for, but I don't popularize. Like, I don't push it with my thumbnail saying, "Hey, we're against." I'm a conspiracy theorist. But here's the thing. So I can go to Walmart. I go to Walmart, and they have self checkouts. They don't like self. First of all, the idea is, oh, it's self checkouts. Now the thief is going to pickpocket or not ring up something and then run out, and not get noticed. Well, that's not really what's going on. What's really going on is you can see yourself right in front of the self checkout. You can see your face. Of course, we're wearing masks now, right? So I'm checking out, buying some Elmer's glue, right? And then all of a sudden, like cash or card. Now they're doing away with all the cash. I noticed that they've been starting to turn
like
off
this one
all
only
the cash
accepts,
options.
Yeah, this one only accepts card only, or something like
So
that.
yeah, so I'm wearing my beanie, I'm wearing these glasses, I'm wearing my mask, and I'm freaking. I don't even look up at the camera. I know it's recording me, man, and I know it's like identifying me. But here's the kicker: it doesn't matter if it can has the technology to read my eyes or my facial expressions just yet. What matters is they can see me, they know my figure, and they know my credit card number when I swipe it. That's why I like using cash. Like, they're like, all they see on the camera is this figure, right? Whether it can read my face or not. But if I pay cash, they'll never know who I was because I'm not paying for a card, right? So that they're doing away with cash, okay? And now, if I was going to use a cryptocurrency, I would use DigiByte, okay? Because now I can secure who I am. But all that does is it secures who I am to be compliant in the real world, right? I mean, that's all it does. It doesn't, like, it makes me verified so it doesn't hack. Of course, people want to hack me, but it makes me compliant, protected, but compliant to use these real world, sites, places I want to do and work with my own life. But the way society is going, we are going to destroy ourselves within time. Like, I'm not talking about global warming, and I'm not talking about any of that, which is really cool and all. I'm saying, like, war, famine, pestilence. We are all going to be subject to a system and to a society that's more powerful than us. They're going to hunt us down. The rebellious will stand and fight. They will be hunted down and killed, and so to be removed. Whether now I'm a Christian, I believe they're going to, the last standing thing that's in the way of the world is the faith of Jesus Christ, because it frees me from everybody else. I believe in Jesus. The world is nothing. I believe it's going to burn. Okay, the world is going to burn, and they don't like me saying that. They don't like me saying. They don't like the fact that they can't control me. They can burn my body, but I have Jesus Christ. They can pluck my eyes out, but I have Jesus Christ. They can try to dismember me, but I have Jesus Christ. See, the thing that they can't have anymore, the devil can't have my soul, it's Jesus Christ's. So the only thing they can do is just kill me and get me out of the way so I don't spread the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Why? Because that's the cure. You see, just like the cure for online identity is, for me, it's DigiByte. Like, I got to use DigiID to secure myself, because there are hackers, legitimate, like, nefarious enemies out there that don't care about me. They like to be hidden. They want everything about me. Whatever I generate, they'll take because they think it's theirs, and they know it's theirs. Not only do they think and they know, they'll remove you so you don't try to get any of it. So whoever has the most money, the most gold, it's all theirs, and they will make a big point of it. So everything, when we scream to the top of our lungs, it doesn't matter. It's theirs. But this is only a moment in time. It's only a moment in time they believe it's theirs. To me, it's all God's. It's going to be God's anyway. But here's the thing. Right now, we are going to be witnessing, I guarantee you, we are going to be witnessing something very crazy. Just keep in mind, guys, COVID happened. The whole world got hit with this virus. Killing millions of people, thousands of people, hundreds of people a day, thousands of people a day, millions of people a day, whatever. And people have to wear masks. People are massively controlled by this thing. Now, here's the thing. But the big tech, the crypto markets, anything that's hot and new and shiny is going up.
Right.
Now that is the weirdest thing. No one's working. There's a lot of people that lost their jobs. We're talking about 173 million Americans lost their jobs like monthly. It's not good, dude.
Right.
But big tech is still climbing. Walmart's still open. Amazon's still flying around in those vans delivering. You know what I mean? Like, but many people don't have jobs. Where did we screw up, man?
Yeah, interesting. I think humans just over the many generations have just like wanted for too much unnecessarily. Like, we could have all just got along. Like, we didn't have to get to this point where money and all this need for power controls everything. Like, it's if you think about it, like, just with a light heart, like, it's stupid. The fact that we're in this mess, and like, people are trying to find a way out of it. Yeah, man. But I don't know. I still think like it can change for the better. I like to stay optimistic. I don't like to think that everything's going to just crash, come down, and burn, and the whole world's going to end. I don't know. Like, people are waking up, and I think we're still the masses. And unless these powers that be are grooming more people under them to keep screwing up, like, surely along the line, like, we have to make a change. And I don't know. I think we will. think we will. I think the world will, it's either going to be to a point where it's the world has gone to shit from 100 years from now, or it's going to be like 100 years from now. It's going to be the world's going to be completely better, amazing, no war, like things will just be different. So the thing is, it's like everyone's got so many different ideas. Like you throw some religion into it, you throw you throw money into it, you throw culture into it, you throw rich and poor into it, like, and besides that, there's just so many of us on the planet. There are just so many humans, bro.
And there is so much not sorrow, or there's just a lot of sad shit that has been going on, or that happens, like let's just, for example, say deaths in the family, something that you want to try to use what you have right now to try to make it fun and exciting, and try to enjoy the last maybe couple of years that you got, or a couple of decades that you got on the planet. And I'm bringing this up because this is a conversation that I had at work today, and it's crazy because people will look at me different for trying to live this like simple, not simple, but a little bit more of a basic type of lifestyle, where I really, honestly, I don't need that much. I get looked at and asked questions every day. Why aren't you doing this? Why don't you have this? For example, today it happened, and I said, I'm actually trying to sacrifice and do without for maybe a month or two, or however many months it takes, so I can try to level up and get up. And the response I got was, okay, well, I also know how to invest and save my money, and try to sacrifice, but I'm doing it to have fun and be exciting, and you're gonna be there with me. He told me, and I said, no, I'm not. I told him today, and I hate to say it like that, but going back to what you and I were talking about, Script, I'm starting to slowly realize who's in my circle, and who's wanting to talk and continue these discussions. And that's why I'm so attracted to, badasses like you two, and the idea of this type of, or the energy, behind the idea. That's what motivates me. It's like, okay, I've heard almost all the stories of doom, from a couple of ex-girlfriends. They were into this doom porn, like, when shit hits the fan, end of the world. They read articles about it every day. They let me know about it, and I've gravitated away from it. Like,
Good.
Praise the Lord. I really see others, in my same position too. I'm not the only one out here, and so because I see it, I say, okay, not all hope has been lost. Maybe we could use our super smarts and figure it out. And that's why I'm not going to quit.
So I know I'm not trying to get too religious on you, and I don't think it's religious anyway. There's this passage in scripture that says, though the wicked join hand in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. So though hand join in hand, meaning holding each other's hands, singing kumbaya, the wicked shall not be unpunished, meaning think about all the people that I've met. Now that I'm saved in Christ Jesus, that I know that he died for me, I'm supposed to treat everyone that I encounter as Christ loved me, I should love them too. Like, I shouldn't despise them. I shouldn't say, well, I'm better than that person. I'm a changed man. I should be looking at them saying, hey, I want them to have what I have, right? Without, even to the point maybe to sacrifice, but really just showing charity and love to people. I don't have to push the whole thing. Maybe through time, they might come to the truth. But here's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to be used, okay, to penetrate the culture. Like, I need to be used of God as I am here now. Not, but the passage says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Okay, so what does this mean? What kind of weird passage is that? And there's a lot of weird passages in the Bible, especially the Old Testament, right? That there's going to be a lot of people that are deceived thinking all these people are good. Now, just remember, though they join hand in hand singing, we're going to make it. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right, right? Well, is it? Though the wicked shall not be unpunished. Got to remember, there's people that thrive to pretend to be what the appearance is, but inside they're ravenous wolves. They might appear to be the children of light, but inside they're just white bones, like dead man's bones. And here's the thing, like, here's how you can prove it out, right? You test the spirits, you try the spirits, you basically figure out what the guy's about, and then you test it up through love, of course. And then once you find out what their motives are, then you hold them to the fire, you hold them to the sword, you hold them to the word of God. And if they submit to the word, be like, yeah, all right, I can trust this guy. Hey, he might be workable. He might be doable. He might, over time, come to the knowledge of the truth, right? But try to put that on a massive scale, knowing that the enemy looks just like Jesus Christ. His behaviors are like Jesus Christ. His words are almost just like Jesus Christ, and he appears like an angel of light. That's what you're up against. You're up against something that we cannot defeat. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not trying to get too religious, but I'm also saying there's things that I had that are really, really deep, and it all comes from the Bible, but not enough real Christians talk about it. Like, there's Christians, I've run into some Christians, man. They're so phony, man. They're so phony. But when it comes to the word, it's so deep, man. It's like I told Jared, I was like, okay, the Bible is encoded, okay, by otherworldly entity. That the Bible says in the beginning, God created the heavens, or the heaven and the earth. Now think about this. It was a code. It was a word. He breathed stars. Now, as crazy as that sounds, yeah, you can say, oh, that's allegorical or whatever, but were you there? It's like, the things that man is trying to do, God has done it literally physically before man was created. Think about this. If man can create something, that's exactly what we were being told in our ancient past, that God created man. So if man can create something, then why can't we believe that? Are we living in a simulation? Are we living in a simulation with rules of righteousness and wickedness, evil and good? And it's really, we're going to be judged by those laws according to our heart. Same thing like the Matrix, man. They were judged according to the laws, and once they woke up, they got pulled out and they got revealed the truth. So no matter how you slice this, whatever reality we live in, it's going to happen in one way or another. There's always going to be those wicked and the righteous, or the good or the evil. And either way can uprise. I mean, either one can rise. Look at all the riots that we had just in the United States alone. Either company can be tainted as well. You got to remember, there's forces that are so evil they pretend to be good. That's how they get you. But I think overall humanity is good. I mean, if you think about it, if you talk to people's hearts, I think overall people want to do good. They believe in good. They just don't know how to get there, or they just haven't had that that awakening moment, because most of my youth, I used to party, man. I used to party hard, man. But you know where all that took me? Into dark places. And that might not be for everybody. And maybe not everybody has been there. But, dude, look where I am now. Like, talking about, a bunch of deep things. And we're on the DigiByte, Comm talk. Maybe we should start talking about DigiByte.
We are.
DigiByte's life. DigiByte's life, bro. It's what it is.
Yeah. Real shit.
It's open source life. But the thing is, like, yeah, maybe we should move. Yeah, we can talk about DigiByte again. But like, the thing, it's so obvious. Like, it's not like they are doing what they're doing and making it like, everything that's going on, it's like you don't need much of a brain to see how distorted everything is. Like, if you just look at social media and the impact it's had on people over the years, man, it's destroying people like badly in so many ways, and fast. You know, like Instagram is I mean, the amount of depression and anxiety and things that people are going through that they didn't necessarily go through a while back. I mean, it's
right. No, it's
you're right. It's like, it's evil, bro. It's just
but you know, y'all heard it like the boiling frogs reference, right? You can't unveil this shit, or you can't like roll it out super quick. It has to be slowly turned up, right?
Yeah.
And so
that's why I just hope people just wake up, man. People are gonna get out of this trip that they're in of needing too much, wanting for things, like being like proving stuff to people, like, you know, seeing a model on Instagram and having to replicate that, like trying your best to be that person. Like, just be yourself, just go out there and shine. Like, we're all unique in our own ways. Like, we don't need to be anything that we're not, and we don't need much either. Like, you know, when I first got into crypto, I was a moon boy, Lambo. I was very materialistic, you know, and I've changed over the years so much, like what Gonzo was saying, bro. And that's amazing. Like the less I have now, the better. Like, you know, I come home to my 2 cats and like, I don't want stuff, like, you know, and if I can just go and get my 2 meals a day and I can carry on doing what I'm doing and use my brain to learn and understand things. Like, I don't need to open my garage door and have a Lambo there and like take it down to the shop in my Lambo. Like, I love cars, and like hopefully one day, like through my passion, maybe if, you know, God willing, I can afford justifiably afford to drive one of my dream car. But it's not like, you know, I'm dedicating my whole life to achieving that, you know, because stuff is just stuff, man. And you leave it all behind one day anyway when you die. So I just feel that there's so many better ways, you know.
And code or the blockchain technology, and just knowing about the blockchain community, wanting to keep going also, and even DigiByte, people volunteering and doing it, means so much in the whole realm, because maybe they could have gone off and done something for their wants, or that would have benefited them. But just hearing Jared talk yesterday, it really is inspiring. You know, when you can find a couple of guys like us to get together, or like Scrib, you and Jared yesterday, I really live for this type of stuff. Honestly, I'm not wanting to put it down. And in the past, cars have really excited me a lot. Trucks, I really have got my hands dirty and broke apart a lot of my 350 and my Chevy truck, and I love doing that kind of stuff. But now I don't even think about wanting to go dive in there. You know, once I've learned about the blockchain technology, I know I'm late, but it's something that is that spark that is going to help us out in the future. You know, it's going to help us get these fires started. You know, it's something that I know is going to be a great tool in my tool bag, and that's why I want to know everything I can about it.
Yeah, and also like, if you look at how big the community is getting in DGB, like we should encourage these like mass get-togethers. Like, invite everyone from all walks of life to just jump on a forum and chat, because I can guarantee you there's people out there that probably just need someone to talk to. Like, people are getting into this thing, and you might find that there's probably a lot of people. So apart from this amazing technology, like, the community is powerful, and we can be powerful for each other. Like, just being able to jump on, you know, Zoom calls or YouTube channels or Clubhouse. I mean, we jumped on Clubhouse yesterday. It was about 5-6 people. Like, you want to grow that stuff. Like, everyone in the community has a voice, and they can, and no one's saying like, you can't jump on a forum and talk, or, you know, like, we're all equal. There's no one's better than anyone else. Like, so, you know, no one's an influencer. No one cares, actually. Like, no one cares how many followers you have, and like how powerful you're on social media. Like, cool, man, you're using that. And if you get to that point, then you need to be very like sensitive as to what message you put across, because you're putting it across to thousands and thousands of people. So the more people that get on and jump on board and like learn about DGB, like the community must be cool and must be there for them. And like we need to encourage these sort of forums, man, because it's all about community at the end of the day. If the community disappears tomorrow, like DigiB's just another ghost chain. We are DigiByte, all of us.
Right.
We are DigiByte. That's right. All the crazy talk that like maybe doom and gloom, futuristic AI, but let the truth be told, man. I was being interviewed by Silvertooth, and he likes Litecoin, and we got sidetracked with the whole mining thing, but the mining thing was great conversation, by the way. But like he asked me, where do you see DigiByte, to 2035, and I think I said something along the lines like, well, I don't know, but if I was a betting man, I think I look at Jared Tate like John Connor, like in the future, like fighting off machines. Like, come on, man, that's what he's doing now. If he's doing that now, what are we looking at 2035?
If I don't get hit by a bus, I will be here in 2035 on Twitter. Like, we just mined the last DigiByte. And I'll still own my DGB bags, bro. So, yeah, I believe it. It's not far from now either. But if you just look at, like, what we've achieved so far and how far this cryptocurrency space has come in 10 years, like, it's only getting started. So, yeah. I'm so excited, man. Like Gonzo was saying, like, I don't really think about much anymore. Obviously, I dabble in a few other things, but it kind of just keeps me level-headed. Like, if I was 100% crypto all in, like, I think I would probably lose it because, something too much of something is not always a good thing. So I think you've got to find balance in life with other things and other passions. But right now, this thing is taking off so much, and it's not just about the parabolic bull market. Like, just the technology and the people getting in, like it's cool. It's like everything we've dreamed about over the last 5 years, 6 years, all the people that got into crypto super early. We're here now and we're at the forefront of it. So we need to kind of be like leaders in a way, in that all the new people that come on board, like we need to be open. Like, stop being a maximalist. Stop like shutting down people if they want to like learn about other cryptos and stuff like that. I mean, like, we're all in this together. It's not like this one's going to win and, Bitcoin's going to be the world reserve currency and everything else is going to go to shit. Like, no, that's not the case. Like, if you're thinking like that, like, you're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong.
I've tried to think about what you were talking about, Lance, about how on Twitter, there's the community and the support, like how Script, someone said, how do I buy, or I forget, dang, they did a comment on the Jared video, and you sent them the Telegram support. That you hit them with that comment. Well, I try to envision like a lot of people asking that same question, or asking like, how do I get into DigiByte, or how do I learn about DigiByte? I try to envision that like 100 times at once. Like a bunch of these profiles all coming up on Twitter, and all like it's going to be spam. How do I do this? How do I do this? I envision that, but is it like that yet? No. It's 1 or 2 or 3. You know what I mean? And then break, and then a couple others, and then break. So maybe that's my way to be able to rate the speed of which, or how it's coming. But also I'm rating that like, it's not a disappointment, but I feel like you guys, like how it should be here by now. Like, dang, we should be getting spam. We should be getting hey, what's this? Where comments are always popping up, and people are actually like talking about it like quick, and where it's the the most interesting thing to talk about, instead of these blue checks carrying on irrelevancy.
I think the community is a lot bigger than what you think it is, bro. I just think there's probably a lot of people that don't use platforms like Twitter and all the rest to say, hey, I'm here. I think we're way bigger than we think. Like, there's a lot of people that adopt DigiByte that know about DigiByte, that are probably secretly building stuff on DigiByte, and there's probably lots of hodlers all around the world and there's probably a lot of people that are using DigiByte to kind of save themselves from inflation and from like just a way out. So, you know, we just kind of the people on Twitter that have fun and kind of like spread the word, and that's good because, you know, that helps a lot of people in many ways. So that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of behind the scenes that's going on also.
Yeah,
that we
definitely.
See. Oh yeah,
definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so too. That's why I haven't lost hope though. To add that in, I mean, there's a point where people give in with this kind of stuff. I've seen it, you know, where there's like it's too much for me. You know, it's like I don't want to get into that, and then they go back to doing what they're doing. I've seen this because no one's brought this up in my circle. You know, like not really anybody.
And no, you're right, Gonzo, and I think I know why. I think it grips every one of us in a way that to know something higher than yourself, right? It's like gripping. All right. So especially when it comes to your whole life was going to change before your eyes. You know it will. Like you hear something, then you hear somebody else say it in a different way, but it's like the same thing. And all of a sudden it's like I used to do drugs, man. I used to do major drugs. And I used to like see things. I heard voices. You know, I heard one voice say, "Let me have them." You know, it's over. Let me have them. And another voice say, "I'm not done with them yet." You know, I've heard some really strange things, but let me tell you something. I've also seen some strange things, but it was all on drugs. But the more I was convinced that certain words meant something, I remember hearing this one thing. It didn't come through. It didn't come through town, right? But the electricity was going to shut off, and I don't know what the purpose of that was, but it was like 15 years ago, and but so they were talking about the electricity bill, dude, and I was so high off my knickers, if I could say that, that I was so high, dude, that I kept hearing electricity bill, and I knew somewhere in the back of my mind I needed to pay the electricity bill, but which house? Which house did I need? Did I tell somebody I would help them with the electricity bill? That's how gone I was, man. Like I was everywhere. I was known everywhere. Everywhere in Kansas City, dude. I was really known. And here's the thing that it was like every time I heard it, it kept shocking me. Like it meant something to me. Like so now that I'm sober, many years after, but through that period of time, there's certain words from certain individuals shocked me. Like they were like, "You ain't clear," you know, like that's how men affected my life. Like men, there's certain men throughout my, you know, as I was trying to refine myself without using drugs, that really like shocked me and said, "Hey, wake up, fool!" You know what I mean? Like you need to think about something. And then all of a sudden, after a certain period of time, I've grown and I've established things in my life where now I'm going to go this way now. Thank you for what you've given me, but now I'm going to go this way because I just know this is the way. I go this way, and then you go that way. Now it's a whole different thing. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Now scratch that. I'm going to come back here. And now I have that power. Now I have that power within myself to direct, you know, where I believe that I need to be or where I desire to be. Right. So, and then that means, well, now I need, if I got pulled out of that long 20-year-old waste of time, right, with drugs, and now I'm like, oh, you know, basically somehow put back together by just other influence of men that actually helped me. Now I'm on my own. I lost my father, you know, I lost my grandfather, I lost my father. My mothers are still around, and my brothers. But again, like I still need to connect. You know, I needed to connect to some kind of father figure, and I think that's how I got into the Word of God. I started, you know, the Bible really meant something back to me. You know what I mean? And I connected with it. Now it's not like that for everybody, obviously, but it's something I needed in my own life. I needed those principles. I needed those roots in me so I can be like a good, strong as an oak or an ox, right? Something that I was able to rely on a foundation that was before
Right.
me because he was before me. So I
Right.
had that same foundation, right? And that foundation is laid out in bricks like a path or a light unto my path where I can walk. Now the thing where I'm leading this to is, when I hear people say something like, okay, not only do I have a Christian life, I'm asking God, hey, God, help me. Um, is there something to it? Sure, he answers those things all the time, and I trust in those things just on his timing, according to his will. And all of a sudden, hey, the real money's being made over here. What real money? Like, because I prayed, I said, God, I don't want to worry about money. Please, I don't want to worry about money. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 job where I'm slaving away for $8 an hour. Because I didn't graduate from high school. I didn't go to college. I didn't have a skill set. I had to learn them all. I had some from my father. I had to learn the rest on my own. I worked really hard for $12, $14 an hour. I think the highest paid job I had at the time was $11 an hour. I eventually got to 14. But see, think about that. Think about how many people laughed that I made 14. I knew people at the same time that made, 25, 26, 36, $48 an hour. Not only that, but jobs that they were getting paid thousands of dollars up front for materials, and then, and triple that for jobs, and they got it done in a week. So my thing is, like, when I heard an opportunity, it was right after I prayed. And sure enough, blockchain technology, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, like, how would have known I've been dragged in this whole freaking thing if I didn't ask for it? Like, I asked for it before it came to me, it was just so weird. So that's basically how I got here in the deeper side of things. But my friend, he commented on a video of mine. We'll get him back. He just, sometimes it happens. He commented on a video of mine, and basically, like, he had the kind of the same path, man. He was going nowhere, and all of a sudden, he got unplugged from this world and started realizing, hey, I can do things on my own now. Like, like I can go in a certain direction where I'm going to be able to, where I believe I'm going to be. Some people can't even do that, man. Some people can't get up and dust themselves off after they fall and say, let's do it again. Like, they don't have the guts. They don't have the courage.
For real.
What makes you a man? You just keep going. You continue doing what the things that you were told to do that would make it. Like, I remember my dad telling me stuff that should have been rehearsed over and over within me every time I failed. Like, you know how many times I've been to prison, man? You know how many times I've been to jail? And those things that he told me just rang through my head.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy how the memory is, and how sometimes at that moment you won't remember all that stuff, but when you're in this moment, in the after, then you're like, oh dang, and it starts to all come back. That's what I don't want to be this time around, or I don't want that to happen, for blockchain or cryptocurrency in the crypto realm and everything that it offers. Is I haven't even got a chance to bring up. I love the idea about the kind of like the savings, or putting, let's say, DigiByte in Celsius, how y'all were talking about crypto. If we can get into apps like that and grow our cryptocurrency, that's just another added benefit of the crypto world. And I hope I don't ever make the mistake again of letting my money sit around and not put it to good use, because that's how I've been for a long time, or
that's a good
point. That's what I was taught, to save, and it's good to save, but man, I'm making so much more on my returns from actually having it invested, and the future is going to require me to think differently than how I was back then. And that makes me uncomfortable. And I've always learned that when you're comfortable or when you're like, you know, cool and not challenged, then something's wrong. Yeah, I always got to be in the, you know what I mean? Like I always got to be fighting, bro, or I always got to be challenging myself to step it up. And that's a part about being a man too, because other men see that too, and they're like, "Yep, I gotta step it up too."
Yeah, bro. Setting an example, bro. It's good.
How about you, Lance? Do you how'd you, to get a little personal, if you don't mind, how'd you get to be the man that you are today?
Oh, jeez, bro. I mean, you know, if I look at my life from a young kid to growing up as a teenager, I mean, I was also, bro. I got myself involved in a lot of things, bro. I don't know. Luckily, I always just kind of had a level head. Always. I mean, you know, drugs, driving fast, the influence of alcohol, chicks, partying. I mean, all that stuff, you know. But I think I was fortunate enough to have a couple of pillars in my life, like my older brother, my father. But it's taken some time. I mean, you know, we all have some issues, man. We all have things that we find difficult to talk about, and then we have things that we find easy to talk about, you know. So it's almost like you just got to keep fighting off those demons, bro. And you got to chip away at it every day, dude. So, and I don't think we'll ever be perfect, you know. I don't think we'll ever be 100% content. There's always going to be something there that's going to be brewing that we got to try and fight off, you know, like you keep saying, these evil spirits, you know. So, but life is good, you know. I like to just try and always stay optimistic. I think for me right now, the most important thing in my life is what I feed my brain with, you know. What am I putting in and what am I actually involving myself in, like in terms of people, information. And if I'm coming across really bad and disturbing things, then I just let it process and I let it take care of itself, you know, because you can only do so much. So if you become a hard conspiracy theorist and you delve into these things too much, like it can actually be worse for you than it is maybe just turning a blind eye sometimes to things and just focusing on the good, and you know, and just
You don't want to glorify the wickedness, right? Or something that you can't handle, right? You don't want to let it overtake you. So if it's too much, you know, no, I totally agree, Lance. Like if you can't absorb it and get it out, like garbage in, garbage out kind of thing, like get rid of it, but it overtakes you.
Yeah.
It's almost like you lost before you even met your maker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. And I just believe, like, you know, like how you treat people is important as well. Like it's not difficult to be kind. It's not difficult to smile at somebody. Like just you can change that. Like, and whatever's bothering you, then you like seek help. Like there might be, you know, people like if you look at people that are generally not nice, like it's generally something that's in them that needs to get rooted out, and then maybe they'll change. I don't think everyone's walking around being like, excuse my French, a dick because they want to be a dick. I think there's deep rooted issues there. So
yeah,
no, and that's why you can't judge people as much as, like, if someone does bad to you, like, yeah, it might piss you off and you might want to like get revenge, but like people are people, man. We strange things, and
yeah,
I just think if you're walking around like, and we're not perfect. If you're walking around just setting an example and just being kind to people and doing your thing, and you don't have to change the world all by yourself. Like you're gonna live a much more fulfilled life, man, and not being too hard on yourself as well. I think that's something I struggled with a lot of, you know, was just always being too hard on myself, and this whole thing what Gonzo was saying, having less and everything, it's like that a lot of that takes weight off your shoulders, like just simplifying your life, just like being okay with where you are currently in life, like stop trying to fight that. Like if you're gonna fight that, you're gonna end up worse. So just flow, live in the flow, and just like use your brain to learn things, and just like accept where you currently are, and that's fine. The world doesn't want you to be any more than what you currently are, and if you have goals and ambitions, then follow them, but be okay with where you are. And what you give back, exactly, Hans. 100%, bro.
So did you like did you have like a father figure in your life, Lance? Where did you get all your knowledge? Where did you get your strength to get where you're at?
Bro, just life experiences, bro. Just going through some strange things in life, like a lot of my friends dying from car accidents and just bad behavior, man. It's just like, I think I've been exposed to a lot, and I think I've managed to take that and process it and learn from a lot of these things. And then obviously, yeah, I mean, you can say definitely a father figure. I mean, my father and I are best friends. So are me and my older brother. My older brother actually comes from my dad's first marriage. So we like half brothers. And a lot of families don't actually get to a point where they reconcile and move on. And, so I'm just very thankful for that, that I have a relationship with all the people in my family. And and the thing is, I can let sleeping dogs lie. Like, I don't hold grudges against people. Like, if I can move on and be at peace with everybody, even my enemies, then I would rather do that than like go to bed at night like hating people. And I think a lot of people get sick today because of that. Like, people are getting sick, they're getting cancer, they're dying because they're holding greed and resentment and like hate.
Dude, that you just nailed something, dude. You nailed it.
All these negative energies that they're carrying with them.
Where did you learn that?
It makes
Where
you
did
sick.
you learn that thing right there? The very thing I interrupted you. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but the moment I heard it, I was like, where did you learn that?
Where did you learn what?
Where did you learn about people
getting sick
right, and cancer and all that and dying because they're holding a bunch of bitterness?
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious, because that all leads to stress. It leads to lack of sleep. It leads to just an unhealthy lifestyle. So when you're carrying those baggages and that hate and that stuff in your heart, I mean, it's on your head. It actually sits in your heart, and that is, you got to get rid of that stuff, man. And whichever medium you find to get rid of it, like, some people will find God, some people will find other ways, but it's fine. But first and foremost, like, you've got to rid yourself of that, because that is it's killing you slowly. And that's just how I see it.
It's going to impact everything else.
Yeah, bro. People around you. And it's just not cool, man. Like, you can like I'm a pretty sensitive person when it comes to like people's vibes. I can pick up when there's something wrong. Like, when I'm around someone, I can pick up, the vibration. And like, sometimes I'll just walk up to a random person, like, I want to give them a hug, because you can like kind of feel like there's something going on there. And yeah, bro. So just humans, bro. We're all just humans. We all just funny people, man. We all just living our lives, trying to understand things. Like, we that's all we're doing. We're just trying our best to understand what's going on. And some of us are a little bit further ahead than others. And
well, you said you said bitterness and the sun go down on your anger. That's Bible talk, man. Like, in the Old Testament says, never let the sun go down on your anger. That's like Bible 101, dude. And not only that,
get rid of that stuff, man. Get rid of it.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's not healthy. And not only that, the root of bitterness like gives you bone disease, stress. It'll kill you. I mean, it's the very things that says in the Bible. So that's why I asked you. I was kind of like, man, how did you know that without saying, hey, I know that?
Bro,
those things I study hard, man.
I've been saved and baptized, bro. I know the Lord, bro. I've read the Bible.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a very deep spiritual person. Ever since I can remember. Like, I've always been a very deep thinker. So yeah, naturally I'd gravitate towards that sort of thing. And so I just find the mind very fascinating, and I find people very fascinating. So like, it's
that's cool, man.
Very interesting.
So you've done your homework. You've been there and done that, huh?
Yeah, bro. But still, I mean, you never stop learning. You can never think you know too much. Like, and that's the thing. When you humble yourself and you kind of bring yourself towards yourself, and you make yourself realize that, like, you're just another number. You're just another human, and you're not important. Like, you're insignificant in the bigger scheme of things. Like, if you can live like that, then you're going to be a lot more happier than like trying to be all these things. Like, doesn't matter. Like, cool, good for Elon Musk. He's Iron Man. So many people want to be like him, but the reality is, most people won't be like him. But then that's okay. Like, you don't need to be a celebrity. You don't need to be someone that you aspire to. Like, focus on what you can achieve and what you can bring to the table for yourself. And even disabled people. Like, if you're disabled, just like read a lot. Like, use your brain. Like, understand things. Like, I could just sit with myself like for hours and just like like live in my brain, because like it's you know, there's so much there, like knowledge. You know, knowledge is power, man.
Heck yeah.
You know what I hear is each one of us, you know, are probably in different states with DigiByte and blockchain technology. But really, I think that, I mean, we we all have individual. We're individually a person with a name, an identity, and we're living human beings. We were created here for a purpose. We're here live. People all over the world can see us, and this thing will be echoed through eternity. My thing is, like, while we're in what we're in, this body, you know, if it ever goes to a point where things get crazy, I would much. That's why I'm attracted to DigiByte, because I want to have some kind of security in my life. I have it eternally, but I just want to be able to not be ignorant of those things. So when I hear some of the great natures and abilities that DigiByte can do now and then will be doing, I want to be on board on that, and, you know, protect what I got, because it's really, we do want to protect what we got, whether it's, if it's not on crypto or what, you know, we have a house. I want to protect my wife, you know, and
Right.
this house, right? I want to protect everything, me from everything else, or her from everything else. That's my duty. It's, you know, it's part of what being a husband is. You know, once you take that serious, you know, step, getting married, becoming one with an individual, I
Sure.
realized I'm not getting a ton of taxes back. But I guess, but there's perks, and there's, you know, adjustments, you know, and you know, love that individual, but I want to bring something in my life that I'm going to be able to trust. And I'm not going to trust AI. I'm not going to trust quantum computing. I'm not going to trust computer consciousness. None of those things I'm super excited for. I mean, but people, like, I guess right now it's all down the road. And I've heard that before. It's down the road. We don't have to technically worry about it, but we can see the unfolding of something evil coming around. I just want to be on the right side. I don't want to
Same.
be, if anything was recorded and someone was saying, see, he was on the wrong side. See what this man did? He led them down the wrong path. That's the whole point. I want to be somewhere where, you know, we all want to be protected. We have values in our own life. We have our own life. You guys live
That's why.
everywhere.
Like how Lance was saying, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, cut me off.
But I don't like thinking about what I can't control, because I know there's some badasses over here, or sorry, I know there's a great team of other humans that are thinking super smart and on a higher level, and they're battling them, and they're going to take care of it for us, right?
100%, bro. And that's why I still remain optimistic. Like, as much as there is evil, there's a lot of good as well. And I still think the good is outweighing the evil, but it's just the force is quite strong at the moment in this world, because it's aggressive, it's fast, it's through technology. The network effect is just like, so, and it damages a lot of people that might not necessarily have ever turned the wrong way. So, and that's the sad thing. So it's going to be a lot of work. But you're right, Gonzo. Like, there's a lot of good out there, bro, and there's a lot of good people that will be on the right side of history. So, and you know what, technology, it's going to be cool to see technology evolve over the years and have all these really cool things that are going to happen. But you're also right, you know, script, like, you know, AI and stuff. That stuff can start to get quite intense, you know. But so there's a good and bad side of all these things that are evolving. And you're right, we will probably, I mean, think about it. I mean, I don't know how old you guys are, but I mean, I'm 31 now. I mean, you know, if I look after myself, I think I can get to 80. 50 years from now, like what are we doing in 50 years? Like, as it is, we're already talking about going to Mars, and robots are fully, you know, like these things are happening. Like 50 years, a lot can happen in 50 years, man.
I'm 31 too, bro.
We're gonna see some crazy stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, we are gonna witness some crazy things.
Just gotta stay fit.
Yeah.
I'm an old guy. I'm 40.
You ain't
I
old.
think we'll. The thing is like they say that there's already children that have been born today that will live till 200. So
What?
yeah, it's like that's the reality. Like there will be humans that are going to live till 200, bro. Like that's another thing. Do they want us to die, or why they wanting to keep us alive longer? But you know, will that longevity only be for the super rich, where you can prolong your life with all these different things you can do to your body?
I really believe it will.
Yeah.
I mean, because just think about this. You know that I don't know if you guys have it where you are at, but there's this thing called Clear Choice where you can get all your teeth pulled out and put brand new set of grill in.
Oh, I seen it on TV.
It's $155,000.
Damn.
So, I mean, think about longevity of life and renewing the cells, you know, pumping, I heard stories of Tom Brady, pumping adrenochrome in his spine.
People are doing it already, bro. People are doing it, bro.
Yeah, just
They're
crazy
doing it
stuff.
already.
Here's a last perspective, maybe to close out where we were at right here in this combo.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of homelessness up here in the Pacific Northwest, and I know on the West Coast also, because it's like, the climate to live in, aka Venice, or in spots like that in California. But up in the Northwest, they're able to do whatever they want, and they actually get abused by a lot of the nonprofits up here. Well, according to some of my research, and it's like they're being used. And so I look at like us that aren't homeless at the moment, and I try to I try to think about how we're being used, but we're definitely not being used like that. Like everyone's being used in different ways, okay? But to the .com type of comparison, like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to live that homeless life, and that they're going to stay in those ways. They're not going to be this super rich crowd that we were just talking about, right? They're going to be going on their own path and trying to do their own thing. I'm telling you guys, it's not just not having a home though, like homeless. Now it's like people that have chosen to live in tents, and that have tried to get away from their old life so much because they have a sidewalk, or they have a park up here. Like there's overpasses, the highways, how they have the clovers and things like that, where you can, like take an off ramp and then get onto this highway. Well, in between all the off ramps, there's even tents. And I'm talking not just like 3 or 4, there's like 10 altogether. And they build these like pretty big. And where I'm getting at is I see a lot of that becoming the norm. And there's a choice here that we have. You can continue to not be with the new age and what's coming in the future, or you could be with it. And I'd rather be on this side. Like how we were talking about, there's 2 different sizes. I'd rather be on this side, trying to help out, or just just being me, or asking how can I help. That's a whole lot better of a path than I think of just accepting defeat. Not accepting defeat, but just like giving in and not wanting to progress, and being okay with living in a tent, because that's my tent, and no one's going to tell me to get out of my tent. Because I'm telling you, if they would have wanted them gone, they would have cleared them out of here. But no, it's just multiplying, and it's just becoming more and more and more of a thing. So it seems like there's a super choice in the air.
Go ahead, Lance. What do you want to say before we close it out?
Oh yeah, no, bro. I'm done. I'm. You guys are great, man. Seriously, like the world needs more people like you guys, and I think there are a lot out there. I definitely think there are a lot in the DigiByte community. Yeah, so just got to keep making a difference one day at a time, whichever way we can.
Anything else, Gonzo?
I got so many videos to watch from the past in order to be able to understand and be able to know what I'm talking about and what I'm jumping into. And it's only going to benefit me to go back and learn that, all this of what has happened, so I can be better prepared for the future. And thank goodness that I still have access to a lot of this material. And thank goodness that it's still up.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. I think we planned this like I don't know, since Lance, since we talked. So yeah, I'm going to interview Matt from Cryptocurrently again tomorrow night, and he just asked me
Nice.
what time, so I'm going to have to get with him on that. But the more I talk to the community, I have so many people I got on the list, man. The whole mix, man, a bunch of people, man. I don't have very many days throughout the week to do it all, but I'm gonna have to change some of my videos too. For some reason, the song I chose that I created a long time ago is really doing things to people's subwoofers. So
we were chatting on Clubhouse yesterday, and like, we should try and set up apart from this, and like just like one channel, like a Discord channel, where it's a set time, and there can be a few people involved that will activate it, whichever time of the day it works for everybody. And then whoever wants can jump on and jump off. Like, everyone's different. Everyone's got different routines and everyone's got different things they do about the day. But if we have one time, that people can just jump on and talk to somebody else in the community, then that'll be great, man. And there's so many of us. Like, we just need one little, like a Discord channel. It doesn't need to be video like this. This is cool what you're doing, Script, because it's really a little bit more personal. And I love what you're doing, just like finding cool people in the community and just getting them on and chatting to them, and maybe having a couple on at the same time. It's so rad, bro. So rad. But I think there's a lot of other people out there that would love to just jump on any forum and just
Discord. I like Discord because I have it right here in the top left-hand corner. Yeah, we should start a DigiByte community, a Discord.
Yeah,
have one. So
yeah, and just keep that channel open, and then we have like one specific time and day of the week that like everyone jumps on and just says hi. Yeah,
I mean, like chime in whenever they want.
And exactly.
So also there's like a phone and video chat on there as well.
Yeah. So we can work on something like that. Be cool. The more the merrier, man. I wanna say hi to everyone in the community. And hopefully one day, like when this COVID thing is over, like I actually want to come to the States again, man. I got my sister's in San Diego. I got some friends in the States, so I'm keen to come up again, man. Gonzo, where did you say you in what side of the?
I'm in North Portland, Oregon right now.
Oh, Oregon, and you're in the Midwest, Script.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Like,
how far are you guys away from each other?
Probably like a couple flights.
Oh, really? It's quite a far stretch.
Mm-hmm. Well, short flights, like 45 to 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah. America's big, man.
Something like
huge.
That. I don't know. It's a small country compared to all the other countries.
Hey, Lance, it feels so super small, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Talking to cats like you on here, like, ooh, my goodness, bro. I hate to say it like that. Yeah, I feel like a needle in a haystack. Nah, I'm playing. I know we're way bigger than that. I'm playing.
We're way bigger than that, bro.
That's a great idea. We'll have either one of you set up a Discord before?
I've never really used it. I got Discord and I've jumped in and out of channels. But I think a DigiByte Discord that's open for the community, and we have a set time where people can just jump on. It doesn't need to be video. Just come and say hi. Like similar to Clubhouse, but Clubhouse is limited to iPhone at the moment. A lot of people don't have iPhones. When
Right.
they're going to change that, I don't know, but it's a perfect forum for that. But at the moment, if we can get something cool that
We can make it official. We can talk to the DigiByte core members, or we can just do our own thing. Like that's kind of like why, right? Like I have this kind of thing going on. Like it's not, I don't, it's like my thing's not the official core group, but it has this, right? Let's see here. This setup here with the script Skynet,
Yep.
like that's not official core group business, that's like personal yet attached to DigiByte awareness. So like we can have it like an awareness group or we can have it like
That's
an
cool.
actual listed on the website digibyte.io. What would you prefer? Would you prefer like something like this that's not actually attached to the core?
To be honest, bro, this is why I'm in DigiByte, because there should never be any politics with anything that you want to do. So you either run it with yourself, and if everyone wants to jump on board, or you get some of the people in the core team because maybe they have a bit more of a reach, and we see if we can structure something that is like under DigiByte's umbrella, and it's something that people know about, and
I'm a kind of guy that I love being accountable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yeah, like core, I know some core members. Obviously, I've been in some groups. I'm in several groups, but I'm not a core. I haven't been voted in. But I tell you what, maybe we'll start a Discord. We'll call it the DigiByte blockchain community, and just go from there and see how many people we can gravitate there.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people would like to join Discord.
Yeah, I'll put it in my my links that I have on all my social medias too, for sure. Like right by the DigiByte IO link, and then the app for the wallet.
Okay.
I'll put the wallet up there.
Great.
We were chatting with Archie and Michael yesterday in the clubhouse group, bro. So I think maybe we just get them involved and like let's set it up, man. Because there's people out there, man. There's loads of people out there, and they're just looking for a platform that they can jump on and say hi, man. Twitter's cool, but Twitter's Twitter, It's just a bunch of comments and like all these sort of things. But like, I want to talk to people, man. I want to hear people's stories. I want to know what's happening all around the world in the DigiByte community.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I think we'll call it there. I see something here. Hold on. On the chart, I need to show it to everybody.
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Okay. So basically, DigiByte, since this previous pump that we just had, man, like earlier at 6 o'clock, it's looking good, man. I was just doing TA before you guys jumped. I had you guys jump on. So I was doing TA. I did a TA video before you guys came on. And this is what I said was going to happen. It's going to grind up. Now, it could come back down this way. It could come back down like, let's see here. Like this. And then bang out, like that. But it's looking good, man. It's looking good.
All right. Yeah.
All right, so that's all I got to show.
Yeah, DigiByte's very bullish at the moment, man.
It's sick how the DigiByte's on the top of the
the
movement.
It's reaching to the silver. We got to conquer silver first.
We'll
go for the gold. All right. Well, I had fun, guys. We're going to have to do this again. We're going to definitely do the Discord thing. I also know another group that's on the Discord. It's more so far. It's more like that one specific Illuminati meme chat. It's secret, but I just exposed it. But anyway, again, like we can't have enough. We can't have enough of these, right? So we'll definitely get people involved, and then we'll put like, definitely on my streams. I'll share it on Twitter. You guys too. We'll just get people gravitating to it. I'm more interested also, not just Twitter, but people on YouTube as well. Just coming in, coming out.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
100%, bro.
We'll do
I
it.
can't wait to read the comments for this one.
The comments?
The live chat. Yeah, I kind of haven't been looking, but I know you've been posting them. But
Oh yeah, I
I'm gonna
try
go
to
back.
post every one of them almost,
I'm gonna go
except the
back.
one against Crypty Girl, which I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But other than that, she's my. By the way, guys, like Crypty Girl, she's my friend, man. Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool.
Yeah, thanks for calling him out, Lance. But he's like,
Bro.
"Oh, go DigiByte." Try to cover his tracks. Oh, go DigiByte.
Nah, I don't like that stuff, bro. Like,
I know.
I can get a little bit, yeah. Just have respect, man. That's just not difficult.
I know. All right, man.
If you got a problem with someone, then just keep it to yourself, man.
Plus, you're a bar brawler too. Don't mess with Lance. All right, guys. So that's it. You know,
Well, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.
we're
and
out of this thing.
Hope you have a good night.
See you guys later.
The Black Hoodie Gang, bro.
Oh yeah, we have that memo. Yeah.
What's that? What's that?
Oh,
What'd you say?
you're missing the memo for the Black Hoodie tonight, bro.
Yeah, what's happening, Script? We're missing the glasses memo, bro. Definitely, bro. The shades. We went with the shades on.
Oh, why do I have the shades on?
No. You missed the. We're talking about our black hoodies, bro. You missed the memo.
Oh yeah, I did. Well, I accidentally turned it down trying to go to the off button, and then you guys were still talking. I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
Oh, shit.
All right, peace,
I
guys.
had a hoodie on. I got the black hat.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, bro.
Later,
See you guys later. Till next time.
Nice to meet you guys. Take care. Cheers.